Hello, crazy Disney people. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. We're going to just give everybody a few minutes to get in here, make sure everybody gets their notification. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thursday. I know I did. I didn't go to a Disney park today. Can you all believe that? I've actually been home and hi, Jay, Linda. Hello, how's everyone doing? Tonight we have a very special guest. I'm so excited. We've talked about him like for the last few weeks, how inspired we've been about his story and how he ran from Disneyland to Disney World, but he's here tonight and I'm so excited to get to know the whole story. And I got a lot of questions from you all through Instagram. I see everybody coming in. Welcome, welcome to the chat, everyone. Lucille and Alyssa, Madam Star, Brigida, welcome everyone. I'm sure that you all have heard me talk about Don, and I'm sure that you all have seen the story shared all through Disney social media. But to raise awareness for type 1 diabetes, hi Connie, he ran. He just ran, and he was telling me earlier when we were chatting, a lot of people have said, he's been compared to Forrest Gump and Run, Forrest, Run. And I think I've heard people say that too, but I really would like to get to know the whole story, wouldn't you all? I think it's going to be incredible. And we're going to give it a couple more minutes just so we can get everybody to come into chat. For some reason, YouTube puts out the notifications a little delayed, so we'll just chit chat for a little bit. Hi, Coach N. How's it going? Hi, Joy. So, Lady Di's here. Dwayne's here. Welcome, everyone. So good to see you tonight. I missed being in the park today. And then all my friends were sending me pictures and laying by the pool at the boardwalk. And I was like, I want to be over there so badly. Hi, Eric. What's up, Christopher? But yeah, it felt weird to not be on Disney property today because I'm always there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I told my son just a second ago, and I was like, listen, I'm getting ready to do an interview. I'm going to be live. Don't come in the office unless you really need me. And he was like, well, what if it's an emergency? And I'm like, okay, a true emergency like life or death, yes, but don't come in there because you cannot find your t-shirt or your pajamas when you get out of the shower. Oh my goodness. Drew told me to say hey to you. Well, hey, Drew. How y'all doing? Okay, so it's about 8:05, and I think it's time that we go ahead and bring Dawn in so we can start talking. And we don't want to keep him too late. I don't even know what time it is where he is, but we'll find out in just a second. Let me put my headphones in so that we don't have any echoing. Hi, Hudson. I am too, Brigida. Oh, yes, I got my hair done today. That's why it looks poofy. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but she does like the round brush and all that. I never have time to do that, you all. Hi, Simba 2. All right, so y'all ready to meet Don? I'm so excited to introduce him to you all and get to know the story a little bit more, okay? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Don.
Hey there.
Well, it is so nice to have you tonight. And thank you for, just coming over and sparing a little time so that we could get to know your story a little bit better. We've been talking about it, and we've been interested, and we've had all the questions. And I hope that you don't mind. I'm super nosy, so I'm going to be asking everything.
Well, that's perfect. You're quite welcome.
All right, so where are you right now?
In Plano, Texas. For anybody who's not familiar with the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can just think of it as Dallas-Fort Worth. It's a suburb.
Oh, okay. So you're out in Texas. So we're on the same time zone. So you're 8 o'clock?
I am 7 o'clock. So we're just.
Oh, okay. So you're an hour behind. I should have asked you that whenever I was telling you the time. I don't even know if I did say it was Eastern time, but I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, you're here, and I'm ready to know everything. I want to know. Okay, first of all, let's like just go all the way back. Let's talk about like, first, I want to know what came first. Were you diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and then became a runner, or you was a runner and got diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in 1972, and that was about 8 years before blood glucose meters came out. Anyone who's not type 1, that's how you can tell whether your blood sugar is high or low. If it's low, you usually need to get something with sugar in it. If it's high, you usually need to get insulin. Without blood glucose meters, it can be kind of a dangerous game to try and act on what your blood sugar feels like it is. And that was the reason that my doctor back in 1972 said, we know that exercise can cause dangerous drops in blood sugar, so maybe don't exercise.
Really?
I followed his advice for about 30 years, even though blood glucose meters were invented about 8 years after my diagnosis. And I ran into problems in 2004 with proliferative diabetic retinopathy, which is basically bleeding from the retina. And the recommended treatment at the time with laser actually causes partial blindness. And after one of those treatments, I said, you know what, I'm not coming back to this place again. This is the recommended treatment. I can do without it. So I decided instead to try to live a healthy life. But it was good 3 decades before I chose to do that. I wasn't physically active until 2004.
Okay. I have a friend who is also a Disney YouTuber whose son was very recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So it was pretty scary. And I'm sure it was scary for you all, especially, at that time when there wasn't as much research and study, and testing alone had to have been very scary for you.
Back in those days, if I wanted to test my blood sugar, I needed to go to the hospital or to an emergency room to have it tested, because that was the only place they had equipment.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That had to be tough.
You can get a kit at Walmart these days, but
yeah. So whenever they came out with them, was it like something that was easy to get, or was it scarce and it was like not something you could really get your hands on right away?
It was a lot like getting the early version of practically any technology out there. It was expensive. It didn't exactly work right. It was very finicky about the blood sample for the glucose test. And I can remember vividly, I think it was in 1982 or 83, getting insurance for my glucose meter because it was that expensive. And if it broke, I was really kind of up the creek. Things have certainly changed in the last 40 years.
Okay. So, and what year did you start running?
I started running right at the time that I was advised I needed to get the retinopathy treatment with the laser. I had actually already started running a few months before that. I had a few episodes where I was walking up the stairs and I was short of breath, and I thought, oh my God, I'm turning into the old man I thought I was going to be. I was afraid I was going to turn into. And I signed up for a 5K turkey trot, primarily because it was the most accessible kind of exercise. It didn't require expensive equipment like a bicycle ride. Didn't require me to learn a whole lot of things I didn't know how to do. And I kind of figured that, as a kid, I knew how to go running down the street, to greet my friends and head off to the playground. So it seemed like something that was easy to get my mind around.
And how old were you when you signed up for this turkey trot?
I was 42, I believe it was.
Okay.
I always get a little confused because the number of years I've been diabetic and the age at which I first started being active are very close to each other. But I believe I was 42 when I started running in one way or another. So kind of a late comer to that game.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, look how good you are. You're like, it just goes to show age is nothing but a number. Like whenever you're ready to like make a change in your life, you can do that.
That's true. It's funny. A couple of years ago, when I ran across Texas, there was a comment from an uncle of mine that I wasn't a spring chicken and I really ought not to be doing this at my age. And I thought to myself, well, what age am I going to be in a few years? If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
Right.
And I kind of feel that way. I definitely, it doesn't matter what your life's been like up to the point that you decide to be active, especially if it's with diabetes in the picture. It's better just to kind of decide to do it. Pick a goal that's small enough that you can sort of win your own mental prize every day, and then go get that prize. And start up the next day, maybe raise the stakes a little bit, and give yourself a bigger prize for finishing. That's kind of what I did, and it worked pretty well.
So you started running with that turkey trot, and then it just went on from there. And then,
Yeah, I made myself a promise that if I could hang on to being physically active for just a year, that I wouldn't look back and I wouldn't quit. And the problem with not quitting is that if you just do the same thing every year, after a while, it starts to feel kind of boring.
mm-hmm.
So I did begin to push the distances, and I tried pushing the speed a little bit. And I found out I'm not that fast for a marathon or any kind of run, but I can knuckle under and do distance until the cows come home. And that's what attracted me to the idea at first of a run across Iowa, and then Texas, and then the U.S.
So my biggest question that I've had this whole time is where were you? What were you doing? How did the whole thing come about that you were like, you know what? I'm going to run from Disneyland to Disney World. How did that even happen?
We kind of backed into it. We're from childhood. I've been a Disney fan. I'm old school. I like It's a Small World. I like the train. I like all the quiet rides. And we had that maybe in the back of our minds. I wouldn't say that it was at the forefront of our plans when we originally set out to try and do a run across the U.S. Originally, we were going to run from LA to Washington, D.C., because it was an election year and we were going to try to make a statement about type 1 diabetes. Then I got to seeing just how mountainous it was heading towards D.C., and I said, no, 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 we're going to go to Florida. So we changed it from LA to the Space Coast, and I was discussing it with a friend, and he said, so you're basically running from Disneyland to Disney World. And this light bulb went on over my head, and I thought, you're darn straight I'm running from Disneyland to Disney World.
That's fantastic.
What a wonderful idea.
That is.
And one thing many people don't know is that my friend was actually a son of a friend of mine. So he's like 12 years old, and he had this brilliant idea that turned into something that really brought a lot of media attention to the struggles that people like me face with exercise and type 1. So I owe that young man a lot of thanks for coming up with the idea.
That is pretty awesome. Whenever you're talking about it, you say we. Do you have a team that is with
Yes.
you?
There's no way I could have done this without my wife and crew chief, Leslie. I jokingly tell people that she does everything but the running, but that's actually literally true. She does logistics, planning, make sure that I get an adequate number of calories. When I ran across Texas, I actually lost 12 pounds. So she got on top of making sure that whatever it was I was eating, it had lots of calories in it, which is kind of hard to do as a diabetic because
Right.
You're used to like, no, 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 that's full of sugar. I can't eat that. So she managed everything, social media, contact with newspapers, everything along the way. The fact that anybody at Disney knew anything about this probably is entirely to her credit.
You ran across Texas. How long did that take?
When this was back in 2019, when the objective was to get from El Paso to Texarkana, which was basically the goal was to run across the widest part of Texas in the safest way possible in the shortest amount of time. It took us 27 days, 8 hours, and 36 minutes. We discovered after we arrived in Texarkana that we had actually beaten the old record by just over 2 days. And that record was set by Jason Arsamont coming on probably 4 or 5 years ago now. And we were pretty excited about that. And we actually borrowed most of our route for the run across the US. But there was one section out in West Texas that was, in retrospect, particularly dangerous. And when we had the opportunity and we weren't trying to make a point about running across Texas, we took that piece of the route through New Mexico.
On an average, how many miles per day did you run?
Between 30 and 35, but the number that occurs most often is 33. That's based on running sun up to sunset, an active running pace of probably 12 to 15-minute miles, plus sit-down breaks, meal breaks, restroom breaks, that sort of thing. It averages out to somewhere between 17 and 19 minutes a mile. So at that speed, basically we've got, 10 to 12 hours of running that we can get done. And that's why it tends to run about 33 miles a day.
So it was just the three of you, your wife, and
just me and my wife. We tried using a larger crew on my first 200-mile race, and it got to be a contest to see who got the comfy bed and who got to use the shower first. And we found that it really worked when it was just Leslie and me. So that's what we did for Texas. That's what we did for the US.
Did you stay in hotels along the way, or do you have an RV?
Originally, we stayed in hotels. This was prior to COVID. So we learned about COVID at 1,261 miles into it. We were at Tarzan, Texas, and we had made a run into Big Spring, which is about 30 miles away from Tarzan, and there was nothing in the grocery stores. And that was when we had to make our first COVID pause. After that, we took a 6-month hiatus to wait for the numbers to get better. And during that time, we re-examined what our lodging arrangements ought to be. And we settled on picking an Airbnb that was somewhere in the middle of the next 3 or 4 days worth of running, making sure that the windows open so we could get cross ventilation, that the property was vacant for several days prior to renting it, which is something that's nice about Airbnb, as you can tell how long the property was vacant. And then we would go in with Clorox wipes and wipe every hard surface there was in there and spread out a piece of Tyvek on the soft surfaces so that we didn't have to come in contact with germs if we could avoid it. We tended on days where we could not find such lodging to sleep in the rooftop tent. We have a rooftop tent on the van, and that's kind of our arrangement during the COVID times. We also just put a pause on the run a couple of times when we felt like our chances of ending up being treated for an injury in a hospital parking lot were fairly high due to high occupancy in the hospitals in the area. We resumed the final third of the run on March 2nd and actually made it all the way to the Disney World and then to the coast, and we're able to finish it on the third try. So this run's taught me anything. It's taught me patience.
What day did you actually start? And were you in Anaheim? That's where you just took off and you just started to run?
We started on February 1st, 2020 at, I keep saying it was 43rd Street Beach. It might've been 47th in Newport Beach, California.
Okay.
Disneyland is roughly 13 and a half miles due north.
Okay.
So we, around 9:30 on February 1st, we reached Disneyland, took a picture of my watch and document when the time was. And, we had hoped to reach Disney World approximately 90 days later. And if you count the actual running days, and not the COVID pauses and so forth, we kept pretty close to that goal. We had a couple of days of weather delay in Tuscaloosa due to severe thunderstorms. But the elapsed time turned out to be far longer than 90 days. It basically took us a little over a year to finish the run. And
Wow.
if anything, it's an exercise in persistence and not forgetting the promises you made to yourself.
Did you at any point have to go back to your home where you are now?
We when we took a pause in Tarzan, we reassessed our situation that evening in a hotel in Big Spring and decided to sort of pause our GPS watches and the live tracker, drive back to Plano, Texas, where we live, and sort of decide what the next steps were. We had to make two such pauses, and I think there was one pause when we actually reached the DFW area during running. We had a overheated fuel pump that had actually fused itself to the gas tank and had to have the gas tank and the fuel pump replaced in the van. So I guess these pauses are just things you can't avoid.
Yeah.
I would say there's probably a metaphor in there somewhere for not giving up despite what happens. You just kind of have to roll with the punches sometimes and not forget what you set out to do.
You're just amazing. I mean, honestly, I could talk to you all night long, so I hope I'm not keeping you.
You're fine. It's earlier here, so it's
Okay. So you got back on the road, and I saw that you went to Melbourne. Didn't you go to Melbourne? You hit the
yes.
beach when you got to Florida?
Yeah, the locals would probably point out that Indialantic is actually where the beach is, and Melbourne is the big city just to the west of it.
Yeah, I
but
thought
yeah,
yes, I saw that video as well.
the Indialantic got wind of our arrival not too long after we left Disney World. They had heard we were coming, and there were a couple of people who were very instrumental in making sure that they knew of our arrival. When we crossed the bridge out of Melbourne into Indialantic over the Intracoastal Waterway. The Indialantic police had actually blocked off the roads to let me run to the finish line. So I kind of felt like, you know what? It doesn't matter how hard I am. Doesn't matter how tired I am. I need to go ahead and run past these guys because they're holding up traffic. And we got to the coast and reached the water, and it finally hit me. Okay, we're done. And still kind of processing that at the moment.
That was it. So like you left Disney World and kept running. You ran
Yes.
all the way to the coast.
Yes, and in fact, we reached Disney World, the Magic Kingdom gates, right around lunchtime on April 5th. And we had planned to put in about 31 miles that day. We were able to do it, squeezed it in just before the sunset. We had a feeling that there might be an hour or two delay somewhere in the area. We weren't sure if it was going to be TV interviews or if Disney had something planned. We didn't really expect that they did, but we considered the possibility of maybe doing a ride or two at the Magic Kingdom if we had the chance to, depending on whether they were letting people in. And when we got to Disney World, as you've probably seen in the videos, they actually had a couple hundred people waiting for us.
We were all crying. We had chills and we were crying, and just hearing your voice when you spoke, we were just like, it was just an incredible moment. Like, how did that feel for you whenever you were?
It was
when you were running up there and you saw all those cast members. Did you even know that they were going to be there waiting for you?
No, in fact, a little bit of a story. We had designed the route to largely avoid private property. And I'm not talking about running across the parking lot at a strip mall or something like that, but we did not want to set things in stone where if somebody wanted to come back and run it faster than me, which at this point that would be pretty easy to do, didn't want them to have to buy a ticket or anything like that, because that sort of puts it out of reach of people with limited budget, and it doesn't make it a fair race for anyone else who wants to try to do it faster, or stick in a couple visits to,
or just
size.
give it an effort. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who wanted to try harder or do faster, better, whatever. So we wanted to keep it off of private land, and we had designed a route that sort of nicked the edge of the Magic Kingdom and went due south towards Kissimmee. We reached Disney's Magic Kingdom about noonish, and a security guard was waiting for us at the Contemporary, and he said, "Are you the runner?" And I said, "Yeah, it's." And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to escort me off the property. And he says, "Well, you got some friends waiting for you," and he points over towards the Magic Kingdom. And I thought, oh, that's wild. I wonder if maybe it's my brother. My sister has surprised me or something.
Oh my gosh.
And so he escorted me across the street to the beginning of the walkway into the Magic Kingdom. And, I headed up there, and I had, social is a pretty active place. And I had kind of learned that if somebody was honking at me, it wasn't because I was an idiot. It was they were cheering me on.
Yes.
So I heard people say, "Hey, yay, Don, you're doing great." And, at first it was a couple of people lining the walkway, and I thought, "You're wonderful." You have no idea how much it jazzes me to hear people encouraging me, because I get fatigued sometimes day after day.
Oh, I bet.
And as I got closer to the Magic Kingdom itself, there were just more and more people. And when I got to the end, Melissa Valaquette, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but the president of Walt Disney World, actually presented me with a custom Mickey Mouse cap that said Disneyland to Disney World on it. And I thought, oh my God.
That was incredible.
I could not believe that they had kept such a good secret and had pulled out all the stops. And I told somebody in one of I think it was the Disney cast members Facebook group, that it was the second best day of my life after my wedding. And
that's such a good story. The video you can have forever and watch it anytime. I've watched it 1,000,000 times already myself.
It's kind of hard to believe that was me. It feels at this point like it was somebody else. And I think it's just kind of sinking in that, we pulled off this run. We actually did run from Disneyland to Disney World, and
in the middle of a pandemic at that.
Yeah.
Wow. So how many states did you go through? What was your path?
The question is whether or not I ran through Georgia, or if I just kind of nicked Georgia. If you count Georgia, it's 8. I'm sorry, it's 9. If you don't count Georgia, it's 8. We were really just briefly in Georgia, Jakin and Attapulgis, I believe. Jakin, Bainbridge, and Attapulgis. I may be missing a town in there. Donaldsonville, I think. Mm-hmm. But we were in and out of Georgia in a couple of days. I was actually met there by an ultra running friend of mine his name is Harold Allen, and he is a machine. But I probably, because I was talking to him and really not paying much attention because I was in the presence of a good friend, Georgia just kind of whizzed past, and I was into Florida before I knew it.
An ultra runner. I didn't even know there was a such thing as an ultra runner, but now I do. And I got to meet one. That's pretty amazing. An ultra runner. So it's a goal for you to what's your next one? What are you going to do next?
Probably not running.
You're not going to run anymore. You're like, I'm retired. I'm done.
I'll run for the fun of it. In terms of epic things, a lot of energy and effort goes into a run of this size. Anyone who's contemplating it, I would say, count on it taking a year or two just to plan it. I'll probably at some point consider a solo swim around Key West. I need to train for distance a little bit more. I can do 3 miles fairly easy, but Key West is 12.5. So I need to work on distance, and I need to get some practice swimming in the ocean. But, part of life is in the living, and that's something for me to do to prepare for the next big thing.
So have you ever been in one of those triathlon things where you run, swim, and bike? All three?
Yes, back in 2017, I did the full Ironman at Ironman, Texas. And that was a pretty amazing event. My time was, I think, good for a guy in his late 50s. It was 15 hours, 20 minutes, and 34 seconds. And I had hoped to just finish before 17 hours was up, because that's kind of the limit. So I felt good finishing a couple hours ahead of time. That was pretty exhausting with the finish line clock. And I got to say, in many ways, it was a little harder, just because there were times when I would have, relaxed, slackened my pace, sort of run within myself.
Nico. Shh, 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 shh.
Good doggy.
1 second.
Oh, no way.
Here. Go on. He can hear another dog barking outside.
He's got superpowers.
My guard dog. He's
he
13 pounds and he's a guard dog.
Those are the best. It's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Funny.
So what state do you think was the hardest to get through?
By far, Alabama. It's between Tuscaloosa and Montgomery. It's the foothills of the Appalachians. Mm-hmm. And there are some monster roller coaster hills on US 82 and 84 that just don't stop. And I was glad when we reached Montgomery, because it flattened out.
Whenever you all were mapping out the course that you were going to take, and did you lay out a map and just like old school style, just lay it all the way out, and did you see on the map trying to avoid some of those real hilly areas like that?
We did lay it all out. We actually spent probably about a year and a half planning out the route. We scouted it, I would say 1.5 times. The half would have been going back over the route that I had run across Texas using and making corrections to it that were improved safety. There were some things we couldn't avoid. There were some long bridges. There were some areas with narrow shoulder, and we knew a lot of Alabama was going to be narrow or no shoulder. So one of the things I tried to do to get used to that was to practice a little bit of trail running, just get used to running in lumpy, grassy berms, weeds, what have you. It was definitely a challenge with the hills and a lot of pine needles and stuff on the slanted roadsides. That's, to me, partly why it was harder. A lot of people say, well, maybe, what about the desert? Wasn't the desert hard? Well, we ran through the desert in late February and early March, and it actually was cool and breezy. The only thing that was really challenging was the constant sun and wind. Sometimes even on a cold day, I would feel sort of a little bit sort of sun-baked, and my lips were chapped, but it was nothing compared to the hills in Alabama.
So while you were running, where's your wife? Is she riding along right beside you, or does she go to a checkpoint?
She usually hopscotches me anywhere from 3 to 6 miles, usually 3 to 4. It's illegal to follow someone on a road of any consequence at a slow speed. It's also dangerous. But she would hopscotch ahead of me. We had our van equipped with signage that indicated that we were a slow-moving vehicle that might make frequent stops. But broadly speaking, we tried not to be moving slowly unless we were on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. And in those cases, it was better for visibility to just sort of be there and kind of tooling along at whatever speed I was running at. She tended to, I had a live GPS tracker, so she always knew where I was and whether I was getting close to the van. Okay. And she would anticipate what a good place was to pull off that would keep us out of traffic while I rested and got something to eat. So that's kind of how we worked that.
Okay. It's still incredible. Anything crazy happen on your run? Like animals or just anything interesting happen that you could share with us?
Most definitely. Some things that stick with me outside of, I have to think of the town now. I think it was outside of Eastland, Texas. I met a lady who she came out of a church carrying a water bottle and a $20 bill, and asked me if I had met God. And I don't know really where the question was coming from, but I thought at the time, given just what a transcendent experience it is running across the country, and to see the kindness of strangers and the beauty of nature, that, boy, if I hadn't met him, I wasn't looking. Then there was, I believe it was.
So all along your route, like people knew that you were coming through and would be out there to greet you?
Sometimes.
Oh, wow. And is that why the lady approached you with the water and the money, like to maybe cheer you on, or?
I'm not really certain. I think she had seen the van. I don't think she had any connection to type 1. But if I was a guessing person, I would say that she saw that we were trying to do something positive in the world, and she wanted to be a part of it. And
Oh, yeah.
I think that we met a lot of people who didn't exactly know why we were out there, but thought it was a good thing and would just hand us money. I always felt a little bit guilty about that, because we take great care to make certain that the charities that are the beneficiaries of our run actually receive the donations. And when it's cash, it's kind of hard to trace.
Right.
We prefer people to donate directly to the charities using the link on our website. And so we would tell them, if you give me $20, I'm going to buy a hamburger with it. And they're like, okay, fine, buy a hamburger. And I think they just wanted to wish goodwill on us and wanted to be part of something positive.
What are your charities that you represent, so that we could let everyone know in case they want to go over and make a donation?
Principally the American Diabetes Association and JDRF, used to be called the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. There are other charities listed on our website. I picked those two in particular because JDRF has been focused ever since it started. I believe it was back in the 70s. Started by a group of moms whose kids had type 1 and wanted there to be a cure by the time their kids grew up to be adults. And their focus has been on research. The American Diabetes Association is a little bit more broadly focused. They include elements of their mission are focused on type 2 as well as type 1. Type 2 is the kind of diabetes most often associated with lifestyle choices, perhaps inaccurately. But they're fantastic advocates for fighting discrimination in schools and in the workplace. And if there's been any change in policy in Washington to look out for people with type 1 and type 2, chances are they had their finger in that pie. They've just done a wonderful job of fighting for people. And I kind of feel like the two missions complement each other rather than compete.
That's good. What is your website? Because we're gonna put that in the chat right now. Your website.
Okay. It's T1determined.org.
T1determined.org.
That's correct. And it's okay if you type .com by accident. It should redirect to the .org, but it'll just get you there faster if you do T1determined.org.
Hopefully that went through. And I know that the mods will make sure it gets posted as well, so we can send people over to your website as well. Wow. So no more running. How are your knees?
Not bad. It's funny. I mentioned Harold Allen a while ago. He's actually doing a 40 miles a day for 40 days challenge. Try to run basically 1,600 miles in a little over a month. And I was chatting with Harold, who is no stranger to what it's like to do these epic runs. And Harold said, "Well, how's your body doing?" And I said, well, my legs are twitchy and I'm still having nightmares about being in the wrong place, going in the wrong direction. So pretty normal. And he knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So that is fairly normal. I learned after Texas to not change religions or sell any furniture or houses or vehicles for about a month after I'm finished. And I'm kind of following that protocol right now.
So how long has it, when did you finish up your run?
About a week ago. It was
Oh, okay. So it's
April
real,
5th.
it's still brand new, like
Yeah,
just a week.
yeah, we're still unloading things out of the van and talking to media people. It's one of the reasons it took us a while to get around to you, is that we actually took us a while to get here, to get back home. And so I would say we're still kind of unwinding the run at this point. Probably in about a month, active recovery will be mostly over, and I'll get back to doing more physically active things. I know year before last when we did Texas, I went out and tried to swim a couple of miles at the lake and sort of handed my butt to myself because I wasn't ready to get out there and push it again. So I'm trying to be careful about it.
Michelle asked, how many pair of sneakers did you go through?
We wore 7 of them out. We had an 8th pair specially equipped for desert gaiters, so we could run along the beach without getting sand in my shoes. So I wouldn't say that we wore out the 8th pair, but we wore the 8th pair. So if you want to say how many pairs I go through, I'd say 7.5.
And what kind of sneakers do you wear?
Innovate makes a shoe called the Road Claw 275. And we picked that shoe because it has a hard rubber lugs in the sole that resist wearing out. And the shoe fits fairly conformantly to my feet so I can feel the road. We did occasionally wear Brooks Transcends when my arches started experiencing pain on days where I had mileage over 35 miles. And once the blisters really started to come in, I had to go with something a little spongier. It's not my favorite shoe, but it was good for blisters. The innovations were fantastic.
You need to. I hope they have you on a billboard advertising those shoes. You wore out shoes that were made to not be worn out, and you went through almost 8 pair of them.
It's funny. My contact at Innovate, a guy named Brendan, is actually he was working to get me a pair of Road Claws that had their new graphene soles. So I picture something kind of like pencil lead on the bottom of the shoes. They're supposed to last a good 5 or 6 times longer. Could not get those to me in time. He gave me a pair of trail shoes with the graphene soles that I actually did wear when we were in Alabama, and I was on such difficult terrain, and they were fantastic. Those were Terra Ultras. They're more suitable to trail running because the soles aren't as thick as the road shoes. But they were very generous to me. They supplied me with a good number of excellent running shoes, and I'd be happy to recommend those to anybody who's looking at distances like these.
That's pretty incredible. Those would not be good shoes for walking around Disney all day, huh?
Actually, they probably wouldn't be too bad. And they're reasonably well cushioned. They've got a good bit of bounce in the sole. If you're looking for racing flats, like you're trying to run your fastest marathon, they may be a little heavy for that. But I mean, they're good all around shoes. I wear them around the house when I've worn most of the sole off because they're still good after that. It's just not as good for running when the soles thin out.
You are such an inspiration. I walk around the parks about 20,000 steps a day. But when I saw your story, I was like, man, that is incredible. Just incredible.
You're too kind.
And so the heat is, I know you went through a lot of heat. You said that like in the desert areas.
Desert was a lot of sun, but not so much heat.
Okay.
Sun kind of messes with your head. Sometimes it just the fact that it's bright and there's no shade out there anywhere kind of gets to you. I ran into heat more in west central. No, I want to say this right. West Texas, just a little bit east of Odessa. We were still basically in oil field country. There were a couple of days outside Colorado City where the temperature reached about 98. Hard to believe that given the time of year that I was running, but it was incredibly warm, and I got a little sun-baked there. And that was actually probably where the first of my blisters started kicking in. And I'm convinced that that had nothing to do with the shoe and everything to do with the heat from coming up from the asphalt.
Oh, yeah.
So it was odd. The heat on my face and my neck and everything was not bad. My hat sponsor actually gave me what I call a desert hat or a boonie hat.
Yeah, that's the hat you were wearing as you came to the Magic Kingdom.
Someone called that the ugly orange hat, but it's an incredible work of engineering. So really the sun was more of an issue in the desert. The heat was more of an issue coming up from the asphalt in West Texas.
Do you drink coffee?
I do not, but I drank a Red Bull when I got to the ocean.
You did. You said that you would run from sun up till sunset every day.
Pretty much. If we ran fast, I mean, we didn't try to pile on the miles every day.
Yeah.
If we got done early, then we got done early. But the plan was to run as many hours as the sun would let us run.
So tell me what, like, when you're finished running for the day, what was the rest of the day like for you? Tylenol, ice packs, like,
you're close.
What did you do to like prepare to get back on the road the next day?
Usually once we finish and I shut off the tracker for the night, it was a mad scramble to get to our Airbnb. And because we were often using one as a home base for 3 or 4 days, unlike the pre-COVID days where we just check into the closest hotel, we'd often have to drive half an hour or so to get to the to our lodging. Get the place COVID clean, spread out our Tyvek, get our luggage out, set out the gear for the next day, try to get a good hot shower, retape my feet if I needed to, and try to get to bed in time to get 7.5 hours of sleep. We typically woke up. I'm sorry, the table is
that's okay.
Bouncing there a little bit. I'll step away from it. But we tried to start every morning. We woke up around 5:30 because it took us about an hour to get all the gear together, make sure my feet were properly treated. And typically we were out the door around 6:30 and maybe a half an hour drive to our starting point, so that we would start anytime between 7 and 7:20 in the morning. Depending on the time of year, that was either a little before sunup or a little after. But we tried to get out there and use every hour that we could. But it was often a mad scramble when we got done running just to get started for the next morning.
Yeah.
And I look forward to those rest days every 10 days or so.
I'm sure you did. Wow. You ran a marathon every day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's incredible. I'm going to just open up the chat and see if they have any questions for you for this last 10 minutes, if you don't mind.
That's
so if
perfect.
anybody has any questions for Mr. How do you pronounce your last name?
Muchow, just like what you
Muchow. Okay. Mr. Muchow, if you all have any questions for him, let's go ahead and bring them in. I did have some come through Instagram that I could start with while we wait. I know we got a lot of questions, and most people commented with, just let him know that we think he's amazing, and thank you for bringing the awareness to type 1 diabetes, and just congratulating you. That was most of the comments that I got, but I did, however, get questions as well. Let me get to those.
I love to talk shop. I'll take as many as you can throw me.
Okay. Will you visit Disney, either Disneyland or Disney World again? And
most definitely. We regret that we were only able to spend a couple of hours during the actual run. We had people that we were meeting later further down the course that it would have been administratively difficult to rearrange. So one thing I'm looking forward to is going out there and spending the better part of a week just kicking my feet back. As I had mentioned before, we kind of like to do the quiet stuff. So my wife and I, last time we were out at the parks, checked out the trails around Fort Wilderness, and we'll probably do something like that again. Just find a quiet part of the park where we can walk around, stop in, get a chocolate coated pretzel or something like that on the boardwalk, perhaps. But we just want to go back there and kind of soak it up this time, and instead of trying to whiz right past it.
That's a great idea. I'm sorry I didn't get to see you while you were here. I was hoping to be able to meet you in person, but that didn't work out. And I know it was like last minute whenever you and I spoke, but I'm so glad that you were able to come on here tonight.
I am too. And if we're back in that area, which we hope to be, perhaps we can meet up for coffee or something.
I'd love that, even though you don't drink coffee.
That's
I
something.
do.
I'll do a chai latte any day.
Does Don use an insulin pump or CGM machine?
I do. In fact, here's my insulin pump. I'll try to do that so there's no glare. This is the Tandem T-Slim X2, and yes, I'm a bad boy. That's a high number there. I use the Dexcom G6, and the Tandem pump. I'm using Control IQ for anyone who cares about that. When we first started the run, I was using Basal IQ, which is their older algorithm that does not actively dose for high blood sugars. And one of the advantages, and you have to look for advantages every time you see adversity, was that when the COVID pause came around, I had an opportunity to upgrade my pump without it getting in the way of finishing the run. And for anybody else out there who's type 1, switching to Control IQ was one of the best decisions I ever made. My wife, Leslie, used the Dexcom Follow app, which is for the CGM or continuous glucose monitor, to pay attention to what my blood sugars were doing when I was out running. And she used that to predict what kind of fuel I needed on my aid stops. So the technology side worked swimmingly. We were very happy with the tech that we had.
Disney Nana Pop says, running is my therapy session. Did you encounter any elements on your run? I think we kind of talked about that, how you...
Yeah, if I could add to that just a little bit. Somebody was asking me the other day about things like a runner's high and so forth. And my experience has been a little bit different. I know what they're talking about. Running any decent distance, you can often get endorphins, and it sort of makes you forget what hurts. But running across the U.S. was kind of transformative. It breaks you down a little bit and makes you appreciate simple things like sunshine and sunsets and kindness of strangers. And it most definitely was a spiritually restorative experience for me to get out there and do the hard thing and get the reward that came with it. So I totally see where she's coming from.
Yes. She's always here. I just thank you for the question. I appreciate that. A lot of people want to know what your diet was like every day. Like, I know you said you had to have a lot of calories, but what kinds of things were you eating?
Well, the two things we've tried to focus on, first was calories. You had mentioned that. Didn't want to lose weight like I did running across Texas. Don't weigh that much to start with. I weigh right around 160. So we tried to get enough calories on board. We found that I was burning about 5,000 calories a day. So we try to get close to 5,000 calories into me a day. And that's kind of hard when you think about the fact that that's probably 2 full-size meals from the Cheesecake Factory. Mm-hmm. The other thing was that we were challenged to get enough protein in me so that I could experience some muscle recovery during the night when I slept. And I ate a lot of hummus, a lot of egg salad, a lot of chicken salad, and a lot of yogurt because they were all very high protein and they were smooth and went down easy. They weren't crunchy, and I didn't have to work on them to get them into my stomach. So I know a lot of people who are runners are like, what kind of gels do you use? Do you use UCAN? And, for that distance, I got to eat food. I got nothing against runners gels. I'll use them on a 10K or even a marathon sometimes. But on a run like this, you have to eat meals. If you eat nothing but honey and maple syrup, after a while, you hate honey and maple syrup. So yeah, food with lots of protein. I would often take the buns off of burgers and get a double or triple burger just to get the protein in.
And the calories.
Yeah.
So you have friends that also are ultra runners.
Yes.
How would their diet be different? Without them being diabetic.
I think
compared to yours.
For a lot of people, they can go longer without having to eat something. With type 1, that's true to some extent, but if you deplete glycogen, which is the fast-acting energy source that typically provided from the liver's energy stores, if you deplete yourself of glycogen, you can get in a situation where your body needs some sort of fast-acting energy, and it doesn't have a backup tank. So hitting the wall is a lot more dangerous for someone like me. You can't just push through and work your way through the pain and hope your body starts burning fat. You're low on sugar, you've got to get sugar. So I envy the people who can just eat whatever they want to, and somehow their body figures out whether to store it or use it right away. One thing I've learned is that when it comes to things like carb loading, and I know a lot of people are on one side or the other of that debate, I would say, it's not much good unless it's 3 or 4 hours before your run. A week, a day, 8 hours, your body's going to store that for energy. It's not going to make that available right away because you've got another 8 hours of sleeping to do. So, one thing I would say is that I have to be a little more careful to get the right thing in me at the right time, pay attention to when I'm going to use that fuel. And so it's a bit like driving a stick shift when everyone else has an automatic.
I can only imagine. Wow. That is a big difference, being able to eat whatever you want. And then, just being a runner alone is such a challenge. And then to add having to, be careful of your diet along the way,
In many ways, it's an additional sport.
I can imagine.
There's some elite athletes where it most definitely is part of their sport, but it's something that folks like me have to pay a lot more attention to. And it makes it harder, but it doesn't make it impossible. And I think that's an important point to remember. It's not impossible.
Here's a really good question from Threadful of Magic on Instagram. She's a sweetheart. I don't know if she's watching right now, but
I love that. Love that.
What was your best view along the way?
Oh my gosh. This probably would not have been on the US run, but I remember very fondly, we had stopped at a rest station not far outside of Eastland, Texas, and the name will come to me probably at 3:00 tomorrow morning. But I remember standing there staring at the asphalt thinking, God, there's nothing but asphalt. It goes on for miles and miles and miles. And there was this lone flower poking up out of the asphalt, kind of like, what about me? And that's just a scene that sticks in my head.
That's pretty great.
There's beauty and tenacity out there, and you just have to be willing to see it when it's looking at you.
Absolutely. let's see. I think we touched on that. What was the hardest part of the run? And we talked about why you chose Disneyland to Disney World. Um, Someone wants to know what's your favorite ride at Disney.
It's a small world.
It's a small world.
Yeah, I'm old school. I like
And
the quiet
have you
ride.
been on both of them, the one at Disneyland as well as the one at Disney World?
Yes, it's been a while since I was on the one at Disneyland, but we used to go there fairly frequently when we lived in San Clemente for about a year, back around 2001. So we haven't been back there since then, but I'm definitely need to make a trip back out to Disneyland because I've got some friends to see in California.
Now, I saw that you were inside the park. Did you actually get to go on It's a Small World?
Yes.
Yay!
In fact, one of the things that really blew us away, because of course we thought we were going to get escorted out by security, was that they walked us into the park. They put us at the front of the line on It's a Small World. And they said, when you're done with this ride, we understand it's your favorite. When you're done with this ride, here's some vouchers, go spend them like money. And I just kind of thought, wow, we're getting the VIP treatment here. And I got an ice cream bar and I was happy. So
I was going to ask you if you got an ice cream.
I got me a Mickey bar and that tasted like a dream. We had to get running again. So I had to resist the urge to ride everything, but it was a magical afternoon, and it seemed like it came and went in a flash. And I'm glad we got pictures.
Have you ever ran in a Disney marathon?
Not one of the marathons. Last time I did a Disney run was back when they did Race for the Taste. So this was the number of years ago. It was a 10K. I'm not certain they do that anymore. But I want to do, and I'm always get the goofy and dopey backwards, but the one that's the 40 something mile, do all the races they have in one day kind of thing.
Dopey.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to do that one just because I want to do it.
Oh, I've never done any of the Disney marathons, and I made the decision to do it, and now we can't. So maybe when it opens back up, I'll go out there. I've heard it's so fun. The characters are all around and it seems pretty incredible. I've seen lots of pictures, and I know my friend Natalie, who's in chat right now, she actually did the Dopey run. Yeah. And I don't know, I think Teresa may have done it as well.
I'm amazed. That's a lot of running, and certainly those of you who have done it know that it's not the same as the marathon because you have to get out there and use those tired old muscles to run another 10, 15 miles. So kudos to all of you. Hopefully you're getting hooked on ultras at this point if you haven't already. DM me or something and let's talk shop.
Yeah. So B Key Faith from Instagram asked, was there ever a point that you wanted to quit, and
Yes.
what kept you motivated?
This is kind of a personal thing for me, but when we had to pause the run on March 10th when my father suddenly passed away. He had been a big fan of the run, and
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and we spent about a week out, not running. Took us a little while to get to the funeral, spend some time with family, and get back. My mom and my older sister said, I think my dad sort of knew that the moment was coming, and he said, "Tell him I want him to continue."
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as I was able, and it seemed like the right time, we went back and picked up just outside of Carlsbad, where we had been when we got the news. And it was probably too soon in retrospect to get back out there. And I was running on a stretch of, I think it's a New Mexico 176. It turns into Texas 176 outside of Andrews. And I thought to myself, I can't do this. I just, my heart is broken. I don't want to keep going. And I just kept thinking about the fact that My dad had told me he believed I could finish, and I would be proving him wrong if I quit. And so it was a hard thing to decide to keep going because my heart was very heavy at the time. But I think there are a lot of things that give us reasons to quit that don't necessarily justify quitting. And that was probably one of the hardest times to continue. And looking back at it, I think it was probably the best time to double down on the resolve to finish. I made a promise to him kind of silently that when I got to his gravesite, which just happened to be along the route, that was definitely not something I planned in advance, that I would leave him the running shoes that I had crossed the deserts in. And when I got there, it was a great relief to have kept that promise. And then to get to the finish line, as I knew he wanted me to.
I'm sure he's very, very proud of you.
I have
Very
no doubt of that.
Yes.
It would have been my wish for him to have been there, but it's the next best thing. But definitely, there were times when I felt like physically I can do this, but emotionally I can't. And don't want to say you just have to knuckle down, because it's more than that, but you have to decide what you really want deep, deep in your heart. And if you want it that badly and you're willing to endure what changes in your state of mind will come about as a result, then finish. The rest is just physical. And you can endure a fair bit of pain if you want something badly enough. And I wanted to finish. So I think that's what kept me going, was just the memory of him seeing me as someone who could do it and wanting to make him proud and not prove him wrong.
Well, I know you made him proud, absolutely. Which brings me to the next question. What inspired you to do this from the beginning?
That's a complex question, and I know I'm kind of long-winded, so I'll keep it as short as I can. It's easy to conceive of something like a run across the country when your desire to win, or your desire to finish, or your desire to impress your friends is at the front of your mind. Once you get out there, you need a bigger reason than that to keep going, because ego will carry you maybe 300 miles into it. And at that point, your desire to not feel pain becomes stronger than your desire to please your ego. So I have, for the longest time, felt very passionate about paying it forward to other type 1 diabetics, that there are safe ways to exercise, and even the dangers that you face are better to face up front than to run away headlong into another danger of diabetes complications. And that kept me going some of the rest of the distance. It was something that I kind of felt like even if I failed to complete doing it, people would see me trying and they would think, okay, well, I can do better than that. But I think what kept me going all the way was having met people along the way who said that our story and our mission touched their lives, and they wanted to be physically active with type 1, or they had a son or a daughter or a husband or a wife who was facing challenges. And it was an inspirational story to them. And they wanted to go back and say, well, there's at least one other person doing this. You should follow what he's doing. And meeting all those people made me feel that it was bigger than me. And I think the only thing that can keep you going across the country is to realize that your reasons are bigger than you. If the reasons are only as big as you are, we're all human and we're all fallible and we're all capable of moments of weakness and failure. And eventually those failures will take you over if you don't have a larger mission in mind.
Have you considered maybe writing a book about your experience?
I have, not so much because I feel like the world needs another book about running, but many of people who do super long distance runs in order to prove that they've done them, this is one of the things that an organization called fastestknowntime.com generally requires what they call reasonable proof of completion.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten into the habit of putting together what's called a race report, which is typically a long blog post that says, day one, I ran this many miles. It was raining. I was cold. My feet hurt. Here's me in front of a sign at exactly the time you'd expect to find me there. And so putting together a race report is pretty mindless and easy. And by the time that's done, you really have the story of your run. All that's left are the anecdotes about, meeting the lady who wondered if I had met Jesus, and meeting the pit bull who decided to attack me with belly rubs. She did too. And she got in trouble when her owner came out, and she was on her back just waiting to be scritched. It's funny. It was really funny because that dog was like, whoops, grrr. Yeah, I was like, no, you just got caught.
Yeah.
But it's really all that remains after the race report is stories like that. So I'll put together a race report no matter what, just because I think whether or not anyone cares about a record, it's good to present reasonable proof that the run was done exactly as I said it was. I think that there are definitely some lessons that people who are thinking about a transcontinental run might want to keep in mind, and I'd love to be able to share those with people who are interested in doing that kind of thing. So I'll probably do some kind of a book within the next year here.
Such an inspiring story.
Thank you.
Good. Any last words that you'd like to share with anybody that maybe we didn't ask the question, or just anything?
Probably covered it already, but for the other type ones out there, I'm nobody special. I'm an old guy. I didn't start exercising until I was in my 40s. Didn't start doing epic things until I was in my late 50s. And find somebody else who is a type 1. It can be me. It can be a friend of a friend. It can be someone you met on a type 1 diabetic athletes group online. But find somebody to share your concerns with and work up a plan for how to be physically active and to face down those justifiable risks of severe low blood sugars. You don't want to be like me and get to that fork in the road and nearly take the wrong path down a life of avoiding exercise. I'm happy to have my vision, but if you need a future you sending a message back to the past saying, don't go that way, please consider that being active is part of how you survive this thing and die from something besides diabetes.
I love that. That's fantastic.
I would love it if anybody out there gets that, just, make a diabetic friend and work it out with them how you're going to do something.
So you can safely exercise.
Yeah,
with type 1 diabetes.
It's a little harder, but yes, you can.
Okay, that's good to know. So, thank you so much, Don. You're really appreciate welcome. You being here and sharing your story. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, to include myself. And we will continue to follow along. We'll go to your website and follow along on any other adventures that you take on. And I'm excited to see what you do next. If you do that swim, we'll be watching.
Well, I certainly hope to do that within maybe the next year. And in the meantime, I want to chill and see if I can spend a little more time at Walt Disney World.
All right. Well, when you come here, make sure you message me, and because I'm going to be looking for that cup of coffee.
I will do that. That's a promise.
All right. Thank you so much. And please tell your wife we said hello.
I will most definitely do that. Her name is Leslie, and everybody else out there who wants somebody to look up to, I'm her #1 fan, and you should be her #2 fan.
Absolutely. Leslie sounds pretty incredible.
Definitely is.
All right. Well, have a great night. Thank you again for your time.
I enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. That was was so amazing. I could talk with him forever and ever and ever. I'm sure I could ask so many more questions. That was very nice of him. Was that not incredible, you all? Oh my gosh. Robin, I'm about to bring you in. We got to talk. Where is Robin? I'm going to bring Robin in now. If she'll come in. Let's see. I'm sending you the invite, Robin. If I can. Hold on just a second, everyone. Okay, so Disney Nana Pop, I never knew that you were a runner until tonight. That's incredible. I had no idea. And Natalie, oh my gosh, Natalie has done some runs, you all. I know that she did 2 Disney marathons back to back. Tell us, Natalie, which ones did you do? I see you in the chat right now. I think you did the 10K and then the next day did the Dopey. Is that correct? Lots of Disney medals that she has there. I'm waiting for Robin to come in so we could chat about this. Also, yeah, make sure you all go to their website. The mods put it in the chat there, and you all could check out their website. And I'm sure that they put the information out, like on any adventures that they go on in the future. Don and his lovely wife. There you are. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Was that incredible?
My gosh.
I know. I was just like
I'm sitting here.
I know. I was taking everything I had not to cry. I was like,
I know. I can see
could
you.
you see? Oh, it was killing me.
I know.
So I was like really, really, touched by his story about his father, and when he was telling the story about how he didn't. I thought that he knew that the cast members were going to be there.
No.
So that was a surprise for him. He had no idea.
Amazing.
Which made it even more incredible because I was like already crying when I watched
That's
the
how
video.
Disney does things. You know that.
I know. I was like, wow. And then he got to go on It's a Small World and get an ice cream.
And it's
Disney's
his favorite ride. Woo, woo.
Yes, It's a Small World. We need to send him a t-shirt. It's a Small World t-shirt. We
Absolutely.
I'd love to do
I can't
that.
believe how many pairs of shoes he went through.
Oh, I know. Natalie said she ran 13.1 miles the first day, and then the next day 26.2 miles back to. That was a back to.
Yeah,
I knew she did that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
got
did.
all those, yeah, she does really, really good, and she's doing the Dopey Challenge again in 2023. She said,
Yay!
I know. So
Amazing.
yeah, 7, almost 8 pairs of shoes.
Crazy.
Worn out, Robin.
Yeah, like gone.
Yes.
Well,
Isn't that
figure, I
crazy?
mean, he
I mean,
ran
that's
from
a lot.
California to Florida.
2,300 miles, I think he said. Is that what it was? 2,300?
I think that's what he said, yeah.
That's a lot of miles.
I was doing some research, so I was listening and on the computer at the same time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I used to run, and I've been like very slowly trying to get back into treadmill running, which is a little bit different than outside running.
Yes.
But when I ran, like, there were times that, this is really gross, but like my toenails would come off.
Oh, yeah.
Natalie,
It's
did that ever
brutal.
happen to you? Like, because whenever I used to run, like, and they would, my toes would bleed, and I never ran as long as he did. So I know it was painful. And that's why I asked about his knees, because, I'm almost 50 myself, and my knees hurt. But, I mean, I'm not 160 pounds either. I'm 190. Oh, but I mean, I just really, really am inspired by him, his story, the fact that he didn't even start running until he was 42 years old.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't tell you, like.
Right. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Absolutely.
Oh, Natalie said none of her toenails have come off yet. I hope they don't.
I hope not either.
I didn't ask him that part. I forgot to ask him if he ever
Sue
lost
said, I think
toenails.
I just did a marathon the last 2 days running around the parks.
I know. Yesterday she was like, how do you all do this every day? 20,000 steps is what I've done.
Yep.
Yep. We're just used to it, Sue. We just do it all the time.
You get used to it the more you do
Oh,
it.
Disney Nanopop said now I use toe covers. Oh, so she must have lost toenails before too.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't run too much jiggles. Simba too. Hi, Matt.
Me too. Hi,
Oh
Matt.
my gosh. I'm so, it was incredible that we got to meet Simba too yesterday at the park. That's so great. David T said Tanya, Don's father passed on March 10th. Was that this year or 2020? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it may have been
It
2019.
It must have been this year because he said that they stopped during COVID. So he wouldn't have been gone. You know what I mean? It would have been. It had to have been
Sarah
this
J,
year.
He was so kind.
Had to
Like
have been.
he's just like has a very calming spirit. Don't you think? Like his
very
voice.
much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind and
I'm pretty
inspirational.
Sure it was this
truly
year,
inspirational.
He said it took him almost a year. Oh, okay. This year. Hey, Matt. How's it going, Matt? I don't know if Kristen and Everett are there, but hi, Kristen and Everett.
Hi, guys.
So many people. Anthony the Molar Man is here. Speaking of Anthony the Molar Man, how many people have seen that there's a crazy Disney lady or a crazy crew like American Idol, America's Got Talent thing going on? Have you all seen that?
I haven't seen it, no.
You haven't seen it? Christopher posted it on the group. So if you all want information about how to enter, I wish Christopher could come on and tell all about this. But what's happening is we are going to do a little Crazy Crew Got Talent. Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Anthony being on.
Oh, no.
I saw that.
I told Anthony the Molar Man he needs to go on America's Got Talent.
But I'm talking about California now.
He's in California? Anthony, you need to message me and let me know what's going on. Are you serious? You're in California right now? I hope he gets to be a contestant. We're going to listen, Crazy Crew members, if Anthony is going to be on America's Got Talent, I know that he was going to audition, but that's all I know. We gotta be there. We gotta be there. We gotta be voting for him. That's crazy. We were watching his videos one night. I was over at Donna Jaworski's house. Remember they did the meatloaf challenge, and I was a judge and tasted the meatloaf. Okay. Yep. So after the cameras went off, we had a cupcake tasting. Like me, Donna, Nick, Corey, like just a whole bunch of us. Oh, Dale was there. And we had, it was Ear to Ear Magic was there. And they brought 12 sprinkled or 16 sprinkles cupcakes, like a whole big thing of them. And we all tasted every cupcake. Yeah. What are you doing?
My AirPods keep disconnecting from my computer, and I don't know why.
Oh, I was wondering what
I'm trying to fix it.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I don't know why I just went down the street and around the corner. We were talking about the Crazy Crew, Crew audition, and then we went to Sprinkles Cupcakes. Yeah. I don't know. You know how I do.
Crazy Crew talent show or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the Crazy Crew Got Talent.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Chuck, we got one coming. So the way it's going to work, first of all, make sure you all go read everything because it's all typed out, the rules, what you're going to win. I'm pretty sure it's a Disney trip. Airfare.
Well, it's airfare.
Airfare.
It's just some airfare. It's not like
just some airfare.
Well,
yeah, not the whole
like
trip. Like
it's
we
not like your
find it.
hotel, your tickets. It's not
Yeah.
everything. No.
Well, we'll figure out that, but for sure you get airfare to come to Disney.
Yeah.
And then if you're already at Disney, then it'll go towards something. You got to read all.
Right.
I need to read it so I know better how to tell you all. But
I haven't read it yet either.
all submissions are going to come in through like a video. Like you will submit your video, your talent, whatever your talent is. Your talent could be juggling, playing music on your teeth, singing, just, whatever your talent is, send in a video of your talent. Maybe you're a comedian. Donna Kennedy is the funniest person I know.
She is hysterical.
Next to Kevin Hart. I mean, she's funny. So,
well, it's got to be clean too.
Yes, it's got to be clean, family friendly. It's a Disney Channel.
Yeah, it's got to be, Disney appropriate. No, after midnight or after
sitting
10
in a bathtub, Uncle Orville. Yeah, whatever your talent is. You got to submit your video, and then mods are going to judge them.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I think top 10 or something. I got to know all the. Where's Christopher when I need him?
You needed to read it.
I did. I needed to read it in better detail.
Okay, Donna, I didn't mean that
Sarah
about
J.
you.
Said, I'm the most
I didn't mean that about you.
untalented.
Donna said, I like how Robin had to add that caveat when we were talking about me. And I wasn't meaning it about you. I was thinking about me.
About what?
About being clean.
Keep it clean.
I wasn't talking about
Why
you.
is my chair all the way down to
I'm
the
just
floor?
talking about everybody in general.
Oh, my
and
chair.
where's your blanket? Where's your castle?
Oh, it fell down.
Oh,
hold on.
I'm like, what happened to the pretty?
Actually, I thought my daughter was coming to hang my stuff, so I took it all down, but she didn't make it over here. I think she's still asleep. I don't know if she ever woke up today.
Well, she's had company for a few weeks, so
she's had company for 2 weeks.
She's catching up on
I honestly think that the child has been asleep the entire day. I spoke to her during breakfast, and I have not heard from her since. And I'm like, are you dead or alive? Please respond. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I got like all the prints in frames now. And
Yay.
I ordered some stuff, more stuff from like Etsy shops. And I'm ready for her to put it on the wall. So, because she's
Christopher
talented.
said, read what I sent you.
Oh, Christopher, can you come on real quick?
He probably isn't presentable. Stop it.
Put your teeth in, Christopher. Put your teeth in. Put your teeth in. I need you to come on here. Hold on. I'm about to send you an invite.
We missed you, Sue. I wish I could have been out today. I'm sorry.
I know. I just sent the email, Christopher, so you can come in because I need to talk to you.
I may miss tomorrow too. We'll see.
Miss what?
Going up tomorrow.
Going up?
Going out.
Oh, you don't get to go with us?
I don't know. We'll see how my morning goes, but I may have to go do some video showings.
Oh. Well, when are you going to know?
Not till morning.
Okay. Well, I'll get you on the rise.
Okay.
On the boarding group, just in case.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is going to be fun and entertaining.
Oh, he's not coming on. He's not coming. He's like giving the instructions. 1, sign up. 2, will determine order. 3, winner will need to compete the next week. 4, the most wins get a chance to be in top 4. 5, top prize, $250 Southwest Airlines gift certificate.
Can't come on.
Can't come on.
Oh, he might be at work.
He might be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he said still at work.
There it is. Sign up. We'll determine the order in which you come on.
Oh.
Winner will need to compete the next week. So you'd get picked.
Like if me and you are right here. Yeah.
And then the following week you would compete.
Mm-hmm.
And then the most wins
get a Tanya chance. And Robin show, my favorite time of the week. Thank you,
the
Lisa.
The most wins get a chance to be in the top 4 for the final round.
Okay. This is going to be fun. This is like
it is
right up my alley.
It's going to be
4
great.
people compete each series. Okay. Thank you, Christopher. I promise I'm going to read it in detail whenever I hang up from here. Okay. Not hang up, but
are the instructions on the website? Is there like a link to sign up or whatever on the website?
I know it's posted on the Facebook page. I saw it there. Okay. That crazy Disney lady.
Yeah, I saw it on the Facebook page. I didn't know if it was on the website.
Are we going to talk about ill-fitting underwear or clothing tonight? We could.
You never know what's going to pop up.
You never know what's going to happen around here.
Ill-fitting clothing. Oh.
Yeah. All voting will take place on that crazy Disney lady Instagram. All crazy crew will be judges.
That's what I thought. Everybody gets to vote. That's what I
great. Thought. How much talent do we actually have? Sarah J., you really need to perform your share thing.
I have zero talent.
Wait, Christopher, can mods participate?
Oh, that's a good.
I'm wondering, can mods participate?
Yeah.
Robin, I love your cup. I have 2 like that, and love them.
Dawn made that. She made this for me. And on this side, it says, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind." Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Dawn made that for me. I love it.
Even I use it all the time. Listen, we all know that Robin is not nice, so I don't know why she made her that.
My family says that all the time. They're like, "You got everybody buffaloed because you're not nice."
Oh my God, Linda! I just thought of something. Kelly could submit her video.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly has such a talent.
She does.
Yes. When is it gonna start? Crazy Crew Got Talent. When does it start, Christopher? I'm terrible.
Oh, no.
No talents unite. Sharon G said. Is it kind of like, can we have
a Disney fan 247 Canada? Thank you.
What'd she say?
Robin is nice.
No, you don't know Robin like I know Robin. No, I'm just kidding. Really nice. Honestly, I'm just kidding. She's literally the nicest person I know. Other than me, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way I'm nicer than you. You have the patience of Job. I, on the other hand, do not.
The man behind the curtain running the entire show, yeah. Don't look behind the curtain. Oh, my gosh. He said, will you just read what I sent you?
Thank you, Natalie. You're sweet and nice, but thank you.
Teresa E. said, the only talent I have is being a good Samaritan. I am not entering that in the contest. You could. That's talent.
Absolutely.
Oh, Michelle said she also ordered a cup from Dawn, and she loves it. Dawn's really good at that. Like,
I use it all the time.
And she has so many orders. Did you see her shop? I'm like, how do you keep up with that? She's got cups spinning on these things all over the place.
I'm in the wrong business.
Is Connie Crab here? I missed everybody today. I did not go to Disney, and people were by the pool and having cocktails. And
I know. I sent us pictures sitting out there in the sun in their bathing suits, and I'm like, boo-hoo, I'm working.
I'm like, that's not fair. I can't come out today.
Thank you, Kayla. No, these are Disney ears.
Yeah. Oh,
There-
Anthony Riley sent $5. Thank you, Anthony Riley.
Thank you, Anthony.
That was so nice of you. Make sure you
said-
all go to Dawn's website. Oh, she's here. Hi, Connie. I'm sorry I missed you today. I was so
Hi, Connie.
sad.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, so sad today. Hi,
Wanted
Cookie.
to see you, girl.
What's up, Dan Wynn? How are you? She said she had such a good time today. Connie did. Yeah.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
Tomorrow. We're gonna have fun tomorrow. After you get done working, you might not be able to come to the park, but we got our girls sleepover
Oh, I should
tomorrow.
be able to come later. I mean, I'm not going to work till 9 o'clock at night. You know what I mean?
But we got our sleepover tomorrow.
Yay!
Sue said, I'm just going to fall asleep on y'all, but I promise I will stay awake. But we got to keep
Tripping
moving.
with the Turners.
Tripping with the Turners is here. How y'all doing? I was watching your live stream today. I was like listening while I was cooking because I cooked a lot.
Tripping with the Turners. We had a leader last night actually look up the pretzels for us, and they are sold out property wide.
So you don't have to look anymore. There
But
literally
more
is
coming.
none left.
They just don't know when they're going to restock yet.
Yeah, and when
They're
she
waiting.
say like they have so many, you guys can come join us at the pool at AOA in a couple of weeks, our first time there. I hope you love it there, Kristen. You're getting a suite, right? I hope you're getting a suite, a family
Yay.
suite.
In a couple weeks.
I love it
Yay.
there. I can't wait to see you all again. Sarah J says she will
She will
definitely
fall
fall
asleep.
asleep.
The last time we tried to have a girls' night, we came back to
Listen,
the room.
in
She
my
sat in the
defense,
bed with her phone. Sue and I were trying to get ready for, bed and just kind of.
I should have my husband
PJs.
come in here and tell
We
you all
love-
what he has to do every single night.
She's sitting there like this with her phone in the bed, sitting up like this.
Yes,
With her
listen.
phone.
Every
With her phone
single
still in
night,
front
my
of her.
husband has to take my glasses off my face
I know.
because I have fallen asleep either watching TV or looking at my phone.
Yep.
And he'll like take my phone out of my hand and take my glasses off my face. He's like, I don't even know why you're over there on that phone. You know you're going to fall asleep. But I'm like, no, I'm not.
I know, Linda. I'm sorry I told you not to grab him, but that's okay.
I know.
It's all right.
Next time,
It's all right.
Linda, next time don't listen. Just get them. Oh, you got the mermaid room. Trying to save a bit on this trip. Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay. As
We
long
sat in
as
the
you're
mermaid
here,
room.
that's
It
all
was
that
fine.
matters.
We had a nice room in the mermaid room. We had a fine time.
Kirk said, I have to go to Orlando, Florida right now. Well, what are you waiting for? Here I am.
Oh,
getting excited, but
congratulations,
maybe not today.
Addison. Addison made the honor roll again. Congratulations, Addison.
Addison! You go, girl. Congratulations. The honor roll.
Yay.
Honor roll. That is something to be proud of.
Sure is.
Something to be proud of.
Trying to
Are
read
we
chat.
invited
Sorry.
to join you on live stream? Jamie said. Like to come on here? Well,
When we do the wheel,
yeah, submit the. So usually we do bring viewers on, and we do a wheel. We spin the wheel, and somebody gets to come on, and we get to meet you all face to face, which is like amazing.
Linda.
But this time it has a little twist. I
Yeah.
won't listen ever again, she said. And
I
the
know.
twist is it's going to be a talent show. So people who submit their talent and for the sleepover. No.
Oh, are we
I don't
inviting
think we'll-
people? Oh, we're not
Are
live
we
streaming
are we
the
live
sleepover.
streaming the sleepover?
No. I mean, that's up to you, but
Matthew can't. Hi. I remember you being on before. What was
sprinklers
that?
the sprinklers turned on and my window's
Oh,
open.
I know. I was like,
It's
in my ear.
9:40. Sprinklers just turned on.
Robin, I found our cookie in the store you told me to go to. Which
Oh,
one was
good.
that?
The one on the boardwalk.
Across the
You know where the
hall.
little bakery is at the beginning of that big store?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right there.
That bakery.
Because they didn't have it in the confectionery. And I said, well, they have it at the Contemporary shop and they have it at the Boardwalk shop.
I love Robin's.
I know where to
reaction
get my
the
cookie.
sleepover. Priceless. Oh, you mean like
What?
Tripping with the Turners tell you the story about the first time I saw you?
Christopher, you don't want to know what we can all do in our sleep, so no.
Yeah.
He said, I want to see if Sue snores. Apparently I do, because my daughter tells me.
I don't really snore, but I think I have
every night.
other body functions that I can't live stream.
Sue said in all capital letters, no, we are not streaming the BJ
pajama party. That's going to be fun. Now listen, if you all just sit in a room, I will fall asleep.
Okay.
But
where are we going to go? Everything's
If we
closed.
walk around, if we sit at a bar and drink, if we dance, if we do anything besides just sit there, I will stay awake.
Okay. Well, we know Martha's Vineyard is open till 11 for cocktails.
Yeah. So we could do that. But I will live stream for 2 hours tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
From Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll get Rise of the Resistance because that's what we're going to wake up and try for in the morning. I have my alarm set. So hopefully. A dance party. FM says, hello from Argentina. What time is it there? It's 9:42 p.m. Here. If we don't talk to you, then you can't see us out here. Is that correct? Huh? If we don't talk to you, then you can't see us out here. That is correct. I cannot see who's there if you don't comment in the chat.
Correct.
Kim says a 24-hour stream. Not yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yes, Donna. She pulls a weekend at Bernie's when she's sedentary.
I go to sleep.
She can't. And that happens like when we get in the car at night. The second we sit down, we start yawning.
Yes.
It's like, what is wrong with us? We just go. And then the minute we stop, it's like.
I will, Sarah J.
I almost pulled a Tanya last night.
Yeah, because I have fallen asleep in my car in the driveway.
I almost fell asleep in my driveway.
I went to sleep in my bathtub, and you were about to sleep in your car. That's how tired we were last night. And my husband came in there, and he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I went to sleep in the bathtub.
I'm going to kick your butt. You got to stop doing that.
Well, I mean,
sleeping in your car is less dangerous than sleeping in your bathtub.
Never stop moving, Linda said. Then it's over.
Yep. I made the mistake of looking at my phone before I got out of the car. I just needed to I just need a minute because I had stuff to get out of the car and I just needed a minute to collect myself. And I made the mistake of getting on my phone. And the next thing I knew, it was 35 minutes later and my head's bobbing. And I'm like, I think I almost fell asleep in the car. I need to go in the house.
Lucky I didn't drown. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to drown because I will never slip under the water.
You don't know that.
The way my bathtub is, I'm not going to move. I sit like this in my bathtub. My head is completely above the water. I'm not going to drown. Now, if I was to go like this, try to lay down in there, I might, but no. Tanya, sorry, I tried to get you that silver play button. You did, David T. When I worked nights, I fell asleep at stop signs. When I had Jace was the worst child. We did not ever get sleep when he was a baby.
Stephanie either.
Oh my gosh. So
18 months of no sleep.
When I had to go back to work, I was like a zombie. Sometimes I would say, turn the lights on, and the lights were on. And I was so tired. The room was black.
Yep. Yep.
Tanya, how come you fall asleep so easily? I'm just tired. I go. Go. What's your most emotional moment on Disney World?
Oh my gosh.
My daughter. Most emotional is definitely my daughter and like watching her grow up and like the magic moments that we've had.
Yeah.
So it's all about my kids. Like all of that is about my kids.
Just seeing my kids there is definitely was definitely my most emotional.
For sure. My first daughter didn't sleep through the night until she was 6. No lie.
Well, Stephanie's still not much of a sleeper. Well, she sleeps now. She requires a ton of sleep now. But for 18 months, we averaged about 2 hours a night. And that was like in 10 and 15 minute increments.
Yeah.
And when she wasn't sleeping, she was screaming and vomiting. It was
not good.
Awful. It was terrible.
I'm kissing my 4-month-old daughter for sleeping through the night right now. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's awesome. See, we were spoiled because Ryan was such a good sleeper. You know, he'd go to bed easy. He'd sleep all night. He was a good sleeper. And then her,
yeah,
she was terrible.
Linda just said Kelly was awful as a baby, 20 minutes max at a time.
Yep.
I mean, it didn't last long for me. You know, maybe 3 or 4 months. Nothing like what you went through.
It was awful.
But, you know, I had to finally
sent her to a pediatric neurologist to figure out what was wrong with her. And she had a sleep disorder.
Oh, my gosh.
But we figured it out. And, you know, she started sleeping. I'm like, why didn't they do this sooner? Why did they make us wait 18 months?
Oh, my gosh.
To do this? Because I don't know how we functioned. I really don't. I don't know how either one of us worked. And drove and functioned. And I don't know how we did it. But we did it.
You have to take shifts.
We did.
Yeah. Tag team. Tag team. Back again. Woo!
Yeah. But, you know, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Nobody's sleeping, really.
Sarah J said, I can't stand my baby growing up. He's 8.5, but still my baby and always will be.
Always will be.
Well, wait till the day that he says, hey, Mom, I'm moving out on Independence Day. See ya. Wait till that. Oh, I didn't think I was going to get over that, really, but I did. I'm fine.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Like, it was terrible. Like, I really thought.
Right, Donna?
I was, like, freaking out. Kelly didn't sleep till 2.5. She became a teenager and slept 12 to 14 hours a day.
Yeah. Now Steph's like,
I have to get my 12 hours of sleep. Oh, Chuck said his is about to graduate and he feels the same. Oh, it is tough. It's tough for us mamas to see our babies grow up
so fast.
Yeah, my baby's in college, works at a pharmacy as a pharmacy tech. Mariah did that until one day she said, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to run away to Disney. She was, I don't know if I told you this, Heidi, but Mariah was a chemistry major going to pharmacy school and worked at the Walgreens pharmacy when she was like, you know, I need something better than this. I'm going to go to Disney.
Thanks, Spaceship Ears. Oh. Spaceship Ears says, hi, Tanya. I got people moved over here from Xanaland. She told us to come here.
Oh, hi, Spaceship Ears. Listen, we are not professional over here, so don't think that the content on this channel is anything like Xana. She is a professional, classy lady that puts out all the great Disney tea. And over here, we just crazy. But we'd like to welcome you because we do like to have a lot of fun. So glad you came by. And a big shout out to Xana from Xanaland. Make sure you all are following her on Instagram and on YouTube because she's been live streaming now. Yeah, she's awesome. She's a really good friend.
Darlene, how are you feeling? She said, how about, hey, Mom, I'm moving to Florida with a 2-day notice to get a flight. Yep.
Poor Darlene.
I know. Are you okay, sweetie?
Yeah. But Darlene, just look at it like this. Now you can come to Florida and visit her, and we can all go to Disney together.
Oh, thanks, Spaceship Ears. Spaceship Ears says, LOL, you and Robin are fantastic. Been watching for months. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. We just like to have fun.
Yes, Xana is our late night Uber driver.
Yes, she is.
She came in. Hey, we may need her tomorrow night. No, we'll be fine.
No,
we'll be walking.
Yeah, we'll be right there. We don't need any transportation.
Yep.
Other than Skyliner or a boat or a bus. We'll be good.
Yep.
I'm about to graduate college with business marketing and finance. That's Emmy course. Congratulations. That's quite an achievement.
Yay, Darlene. I'm so glad you're home now.
What's your best Disney castle in all the Disney parks?
Rest and feel better.
Who?
Darlene. She said earlier today that she was may have to watch the stream from her hospital bed. And I'm like, what happened?
Message me, Darlene.
I know.
Oh, she's home from the hospital today.
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm
Disney,
home.
here we come. Okay. Wow, what happened?
I know.
T-minus 2 months until the move.
Too much partying in Florida.
Yeah. So Cinderella Castle is my castle.
Dominica.
But I really would love
Dominica.
to see Hi, Dominica. I would love to see the castle in Shanghai. The storybook castle.
Absolutely.
That's all the princesses.
Yep.
Tanya, you better not say Disneyland. I'm not. I said Cinderella Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you staying? At the boardwalk. Joanne Franklin said, hi, guys. Can't wait to rewind and watch your guest. He was amazing. Joanne, you're going to love it. It was so good.
So good.
Yes.
Matthew Kent said, Tanya and Robin, a month from tonight, I'll be the driver for you anywhere you want.
Aw, thank you, Matthew Kent. I'm excited. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm so excited to meet everybody who's been messaging me that's coming to town, that's in town. I know Anne is here right now, so hopefully we'll get to see Anne while she's here.
Awesome.
There she is. We were just talking about you, Xana. How was your live stream tonight? What was your all's topic, by the way? And also, you should go back and watch the replay of this because we got to interview Don. And I don't know if you saw, he ran from Disneyland to Disney World. Interesting story that you might want to hear.
Really cool.
Pretty awesome.
Disney Tracy. Yeah, there'll be more house tours and stuff coming up. It's just this week's been a crazy week.
We have one ready, right?
I could not get out there. Yeah, I have a place
one
picked.
ready.
It's just it's just been a very hectic week and I wanted to do it today. Anywhere. Yeah, and
but you just
couldn't
figured out today which one we're doing.
Yeah, I was out straight today. I've been out straight all week on my computer all day into the night before I go to bed. And then when I'm not doing that, I've been running out with the girls. So I just haven't had a chance to get it organized.
So when do you want to do it? Saturday? Because Sunday maybe. I have to go to Sarasota.
Yeah, it'll depend if I have to take anybody out Saturday.
It also is going to determine if I'm hungover Saturday. Because I don't know if I'm going to be drinking tomorrow.
Yeah, I may have to do some stuff tomorrow. Saturday, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm ready for you to sell a house.
I'm trying.
All right.
I'm working.
I know
working my butt off every day trying.
We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate whenever you sell your first house. I'm so excited.
Yep.
Yep. Lots of people been reaching out, so
yeah.
Do you have my shack tour ready? No, not yet, but we will. This one that we're going to do is another model home, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for a community that is for a new community that's coming in Claremont at Kagan Crossing. Yeah. Right now they have the model though down in Saranoa in Sawgrass Bay is where the model is because the community, much like it was for Lakeside, the land isn't ready yet.
Mm-hmm. The model is there, but
the model isn't built there yet. The model's not built there yet. So, but the model is somewhere else where they're selling out of. So we'll go do a tour there. for where the property is going
Xana
to be.
said, I was watching your home tours and it made me want to move. And Christopher said, Robin, get me a granny pod and put it in the middle
of Tanya's pool.
and that'd be good for me. There you go.
Okay. There we go.
Let's see. I saw something else. Oh, Xana said it was great. Yes, I definitely want to see that. I heard about that. We did news and trivia and games like every week. Haha. Lots of new people thanks to you. Yay! I'm so glad. That's wonderful. Let's see what else. Megan said, my dad said he'll buy a house from you, Robin. Okay. Tell your dad to send her a message.
Come and message me, and
Nico's having a dream.
I'll be happy to call and get some information for you. Nico's what?
He's having a dream that he's chasing something. Emmy said, I would love to meet you ladies soon. I am from Melbourne, Florida, and I am there often.
Well, hello.
I always seem to miss you because I'm at a different park than you, but I would love to catch a drink.
Aw.
Message me on Instagram.
I love that.
Yeah, we'd love to meet you.
Love to meet you.
Yeah, he might be chasing squirrels. Doggy dreams. One thing I am dying to try when I get there is a Dole Whip nacho. Oh, the Dole Whip nachos. Are they still available? Xana, do they still have those at Disney Springs? That's where they were. I think they do still have them. So, what else is going on in Disney news?
Not much. I'm trying to think. What did I see?
Tell me the God honest truth. Tell me the truth. Okay? Between me and you. Nobody's listening.
Only, what, 300 some odd
Denise.
people?
How do you really feel about the castle?
I am leaving my opinion until they are finished.
Okay. That is very safe. That was a very safe answer.
Oh, it's a work in progress. At the
Donna
moment,
said, everybody cover your ears.
At the moment, I'm a little fearful that it's going to be a little too gaudy.
Too much. Yes.
But I'm going to reserve my final opinion until it's complete. Because it is a work in progress. It might all make sense.
It's kind of like whenever you're getting your hair done.
Right.
And you're like, ooh, I asked for it to be blonde. Why is it all?
Yeah.
And then they unveil it and it looks good.
Right.
They do have Dole Whip nachos. Yes, Kira. I mean, who said that? Somebody said, did you just say Dole Whip nachos? They do have them. On the stream the other night, it looked amazing. It does. I mean, I don't know. I'm like you. I gotta wait to see what it's gonna look like.
I'm thinking like all the gold ribbon should be thinner. It's too wide, I think. But like I said, it might all make sense once it's all done.
I hope so.
So
Megan said, my dad says sure, LOL. Okay. Oh, and David T said that the doctor that Kelsey's working with, hold up, because I think they're moving here.
That's right. I forgot about that.
They gave your info.
Well, thank you, David. I appreciate that.
Kelsey gave the doctor your information, and he said they already have a realtor. Oh, okay. She said, keep this information in case you don't like the way things are going with your current person. To him. Well, that was nice of Kelsey.
Very nice. Thank you.
DVC is celebrating 30 years. Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Gianna Garcia said the gold ribbon throws the look off for me. And Linda said, where are the bows there before? Where are the bows there before and were those now? Huh? I'm confused. I think I read two people's messages because it moved.
Where are the bows? Oh, maybe she meant were all the bows were all the bows there before, or were those added too? What bows?
Oh, the bows, like the ribbon on the side, that's all been added. So they added the bows, they added the ribbon, they added the
You mean the buntings?
yeah.
The swags things? Those are like
Yes.
buntings.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
But
were
they look
added.
but they look like a bow. Like a Cinderella bow.
Yeah, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that was all added.
The draping or
I
whatever
think it's
you call
beautiful so far, but it's the 50th. That's where the gold
it. The
is
ribbons
coming.
on the turrets
Yeah.
are the ones that I'm like, they're a little too much.
I love it. Thank God it's not that horrible birthday cake castle.
I didn't
Robin
mind the
liked
birthday
it.
cake.
She liked it.
It was cute.
I didn't think it was terrible.
It was cute.
Yeah. Oh, and for anybody who didn't hear, the other day I was kind of like freaking out a little bit because I thought that the Nutella fresh fruit waffles were gone, but actually they're not gone altogether.
Right.
They are going to just be there for breakfast only.
Breakfast only. They have different menus for breakfast and then the rest of the day.
Disney Adventure Vlogs sent $2 and in capital letters is screaming to us that they got
tickets for Disneyland opening! Yay! That's exciting. Congratulations.
Yes.
So
Disney
cool.
Adventure Vlogs, please message me on Instagram. I loved the birthday cake castle too because that's when I worked there. Aww. That's sweet. Thank you so much for the super chat. I need to try one of those Nutella waffles. I've never had one. Is it on a Belgian waffle? I don't really know if
it's not
Belgian.
quite
it's not
that
huge.
Thick.
Yeah, no.
It's not that thick.
It's thinner and more like soft, really soft.
Yeah, because they fold it like a sandwich.
Oh my goodness! It took you 9 hours to get the tickets. Well, I'm high-fiving you because that's persistence, and you don't give up. That's what I do. We got Hollywood Studios for tomorrow, which was not that hard. Whenever we did that in the middle of late last night.
It was a little after midnight. We just dropped Sue off at her resort. We were sitting out in the front and she just went on and got it. No effort, just hit it, selected it. It came up both times for her and me. Mm-hmm. After midnight, it's the time to try.
So the Nutella fresh fruit waffle is at Sleepy Hollow at Magic Kingdom. And it is a waffle. It has Nutella spread over with strawberries, bananas, and blueberries. And it's really good. Good night, ladies. Always fun. Thanks for introducing us to Don. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Coach N. Good night. Yeah, I probably got to get off here too because it's 10 o'clock. And I got little children's in here. I got to go round up and make sure they're doing what they need to be doing. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll go live from Hollywood Studios. I'm not sure what time. I'm going to try to get over there as early as I can. It's not going to be late like 4 o'clock. It'll be sooner than that. And yeah, Sue, I'm excited. I can't wait to see you and all the girls getting together for a sleepover tomorrow. That'll be fun. I know Amy and Dawn extended their trip.
I know. It's so awesome.
I know. Okay,
it's so
Anthony
fun
the
when
Mower
you can
Man.
do that.
Liam said, Tanya, your daily dose of Disney's are bringing me so much joy and a breath from everything. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Liam. I love it. WDW Travels, good night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Regina, what's up?
Hey,
how's
Regina.
It going, girl? Oh my goodness. I'm just now seeing Regina come in right whenever we're about to sign off. So you all are going to be at Amy and Dawn's for the sleepover. No, we're actually going to be with Sue. Yeah, but I mean, Amy and Dawn, we'll see them also.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the girls. Sleep well, everyone. Good night. Good night, Kayla. Good night, Megan. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you all for being here like always and supporting. Oh my gosh, make sure you all go check out his website. And
absolutely.
We'll follow his adventures. And thank you to Don and his beautiful wife for, oh my goodness.
Leslie, yep.
Yes, Leslie, for all the inspiration. That was good. Good stuff.
So
really
cool.
Good stuff. But
very, very cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and start saying goodnight. Make sure you all watch That Crazy Disney Lady Instagram and Facebook for more information in regards to the Crazy Crew Got Talent. Who sleeps on the floor? Nobody.
Nobody.
There's enough room for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bed, a sofa bed, and a pull-down bed.
Yep.
So it's going to be fine.
Yep.
Yep. Good night, Nick. Good night, Hudson. Good night, Heidi Washburn.
Good night, everybody.
I didn't see Heidi Wilson tonight, but if Heidi Wilson's listening, good night,
if you're there,
Wilson.
Heidi, hello.
Yeah.
I didn't see her
Donna,
name, but that doesn't mean she's not there.
Kira, Bonnie, Sherry, James.
Good night, everybody.
I'll see y'all tomorrow for
good
a
night, Donna that doesn't cook. Oh,
yeah.
4 more likes. Hit that like button, everybody.
4 more likes.
4 more
I can't
likes.
see the likes. Good night, Stephanie Horton. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to see you when you were here. You and your daughter. Oh, that just breaks my heart. But next time for sure. Tanya will be sleeping in the driveway. You never know. I've done it before. I sleep in my car, sleep in the bathtub, sleep in the resorts lobbies.
There was no chance of falling asleep in the parking lot last night because that sweeper guy was zooming through the parking lot.
Would have swept us right up.
We're like, we gotta get out of here because he's zooming right by us like hell on wheels.
Oh my gosh. I was like, wow. He is really
like,
sweeping
he's moving.
Can you believe like how much trash people leave in the parking lot?
People are disgusting.
It really, like, why? I mean,
throw away your trash. There's a trash barrel
cans
every 30 steps.
I mean, maybe there's not that many in the parking lot, but you could still like
but you had to walk by plenty others
in a bag and then like throw it in a trash somewhere. I mean, that was the most disgusting.
Take it back to your resort.
Matt's here. Matt's here.
Matt!
He's on the Magical Express.
Yay! Yay!
Matt, I don't know where you are tomorrow, but we're going to be at Hollywood Studios and then around the boardwalk area at night. So hopefully you come out so we can say hey in person.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Here. Logan said I saw a ton of ponchos Sunday night. I was so, like, all over
Happy
the parking
belated
lot.
Birthday, Logan.
Yeah.
I missed her
birthday.
birthday. I missed her birthday. I just saw it on Facebook and I'm like, darn it.
I could seriously talk to it. Action Kid is here. We were just ending.
Hi, Kenneth. How you doing?
Oh, yeah, we're about to end. This is our home stream night, and I usually wrap up around 10 because I got to get my kids to bed.
Yep.
Because I'm sure they're not in bed. And they're like, I can't wait until tomorrow night when you're not here and we could just stay up.
Well, but it's Friday, so they would be able to stay up.
I know, right? But I'm still the mom that's like, did you do this? Did you do that? Have you done that?
I get
Have
that.
you done this?
Yeah.
And Dad is like, do whatever y'all want to.
Just do.
You know? So they're like, today, you're not going to believe this. Today, because I didn't go stream, I was home the whole time, of course. And Jace was like, I wish you were streaming tonight. And I'm like, oh, why? So I won't be like telling you what to do every 5 minutes? I'm like, you know what you're supposed to do? If you just do it, you ain't got to hear my mouth.
Yep.
Get it done. And it wasn't even a lot. Like, I'm not even going to tell you all the stuff that he was supposed to do, but it wasn't even that much. I'm like, just do it, and I won't have to say anything.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to tell you all. I tried to book my room today for Vegas.
What?
$1,000 for 3 nights.
Yeah, I won't
Help
be
me out,
staying
people.
there.
I need help.
I'm not staying there. Nope.
No.
My $10.
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm not doing that. Mm-mm.
Is that expensive? Like, I don't even pay that at Disney.
No.
That's like
exactly.
what, $500 a night? No, it's not 500.
No, it's 3 nights. Is it 3
yeah, that's
nights?
not. Maybe it's not that bad then. Regina said the Wynn. I'll check the Wynn. I wanted to stay at
The Mirage.
the Mirage. And it was, I looked it up today. And it was like, one night was like $96 for the night, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then the other 2 nights was 3 something each, like $400 each night.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that's a heck of a jump. It went from 96 to
400 or something. Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep looking. I want to definitely be like in a nicer part of town.
The heart of the strip.
And I'm not like a huge resort snob, but I don't want to stay at Circus. You know, I don't want to stay there.
We went with a group of friends many, many years ago. I think Ryan was just a baby. He was like a year old. He had just turned a year old, as a matter of fact. And we met friends there, a couple groups of friends. And one of them did stay in Circus.
I'm not staying there.
No.
If you all
We
want to
stayed
see,
at the Flamingo, which is right across the street from Caesar's Palace and the Mirage. We always had great rooms. We loved it there.
check out the Cosmopolitan. It's beautiful. Well, that sounds even more expensive. What's that? $1,000 a night?
We stayed at the Flamingo, and it was very nice.
Okay.
And really, you're sleeping and showering, and then you're in the.
Matt
you're in the
said,
other...
"Here, is this enough?" He sent us $1.99. That would help if it didn't have a little decimal point between the 1 and the 9.
Regina said encore or win. Trust me. No,
yeah,
we're
but
not
she's
doing
rich
circus.
though. Regina's rich. I can't
I
roll with her. I can't roll.
pocketbook. I can't do that.
I can't roll with this lady who owns 3 DVC contracts.
No.
Yeah.
I can't. I have been paid in over a year.
Yeah. No. We need better than that. I need like.
Kristen said try Paris. It's centrally located, still affordable, and directly across from the Bellagio, which is where spokesman, he got engaged at Paris at that resort.
Aw. That's awesome. Katie said, I went to Vegas on my honeymoon and stayed downtown instead of the strip. My husband peed next to Julio Iglesias in the bathroom at Caesar's Palace. Wow. I'm not going to say nothing else about that. I'm just going to move on from that. That's so great. No circus. No. I'm going to tell you why.
We're not going to stay at Circus.
Mm-mm.
Sue wouldn't let us anyway. She's a resort
snob.
snob.
She's a huge resort snob. Oh, bye. She had her second shot today, so she's going to go rest. Bye, Donna.
Get some sleep,
Donna.
Donna.
I got to message you. Tanya and Robin, you make me laugh. Encore is the lap of luxury, but they have tons of multi-night discounts.
Okay. We'll check into it.
Yeah,
I'm willing to check anything. Except Circus.
Yeah.
And don't go to old downtown. Don't do it.
No.
Don't
Sue said,
do it.
yeah, definitely not happening. I've been to MGM Grand before, and we stayed at Luxor before. Is that in the bad part or the good part? Luxor.
No, that's fine. No, I'm talking like
because
old
it was nice.
downtown, like all these little casinos where they literally just don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. We went in a group one night, and
Katie
it was
said,
like,
if you're asking my opinion, Camelot is a great hotel and it's cheap. Okay. Well, do you also consider like I don't know. Wait, Tanya's going to Vegas. You better meet up with. That's why I'm going to meet up with Turn It Up World. Rachel. Yeah. We're all going to go. And I invited Kenneth too. I don't know if he's still in here. But now, I mean, it's a whole party. Like, I'm going.
yeah, now there's a whole bunch of us going.
Robin's going. Sue's going. Maybe Sarah J is going. Maybe Darla's going. I don't know who all's going. Thank you, Patriotism USA. I did get my hair colored today. But this part right here is driving me crazy. Because it keeps doing that. I like to have it like straight down. It's bothering me right here.
It looks good.
Thank you. It's like poofy. I don't know. You know, this is the round brush look. But I like it. I like it. All right. Well, I'm going to go for real.
Okay.
We can talk about this forever and ever and ever, but.
Oh. Kristen said, just get the Bellagio penthouse and go hangover style.
Is Mike Tyson going to be there to pay for it?
Matthew Ken said, Tanya, let me take care of this. I have residency rates. What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
What's that?
Yeah, we need to know about that. Thanks, Logan. I appreciate that. All right. Love you guys. Mwah. See you tomorrow live from Hollywood Studios.
Good night.
I'm going to, yes.
What, Regina?
Good night, Kenneth.
Regina said, Luxor is nice. Stayed there the night I got married by Elvis. True story.
Regina,
What?
Regina?
Regina
Wow.
got married by Elvis.
No,
We need
it
to hear that
probably wasn't
story.
the real Elvis. It was one of the imposter Elvises out in.
Well, no. He rose from the dead to marry Regina. Of course it was an impersonator.
Wait, how long ago did you get married? Oh my gosh. You guys. What time is the stream tomorrow? Have your notification bell on, because I don't even know what time I'm going. I'll set the stream. Make sure you all watch for it. Oh, yep. Elvis is alive, Matt said. Don't you know he's on Mars? Oh my goodness. Rose
So
from
funny.
the dead. Oh, Heidi said they renewed their vows with Elvis. So much fun. Good night, Trippy with the Turners.
Good
All
night,
right,
everybody.
I'll see you all later.
Push it.
You guys rock. And thanks again to Don. I appreciate you coming and
Thank you.
talking
He was
with
amazing.
us tonight. That was so good.
Amazing.
All right. So
Good night, everybody.
good night, John Boy. Good
Good
night,
night, Sue
Elizabeth.
Ellen.
Good night, Grandpa. Good night, Angela.
Good night,
Good night,
Daddy.
Pamela V. Good night, Megan. Good night,
night,
Kenneth.
everybody.
Turn It Up World is in chat. Good night, Not That Matterhorn Matt, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Kenneth Action
Good
Kid.
night, David T. 7K Rock Souls. I never seen you in chat before. Welcome.
Rock Soul. Okay.
Rock Souls?
Yeah.
Lisa K, Logan, Richard
Good night,
Cooper,
Katie.
Sarah
Good night,
J,
Joy.
Matthew Kent. Welcome to Meg. Good night. Good night. Welcome to Meg.
Good night,
G.
Kimmy J.
Kimmy J. I almost said Kimmy G.
Kimmy G. I know. I had to look at it. I'm
Good
like,
night, Regina.
good night.
And Joy. Mwah. Love you so much. Listen,
night.
thanks to all the mods. Thank you all for the super chats and super stickers. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for always being here. And we'll see y'all tomorrow at Hollywood
Sleep well,
Studios.
everybody.
Good night, Robin.
Good night, Tanya. Sweet
And
dreams, everybody.
Good night, Santa.
Good night, Santa. Good night, Kristen. Good
And
night,
Alexa,
Matt.
play Disney music. Push it. Push it real good. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da.